Alright, guys, welcome back to another episode of Talking Tuesdays. I think this is episode 10 already.
Yeah.
So we're starting to hit the double digits. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's stay safe and following their state and city's guidelines.
Yeah. And keep the social distancing. Just because if you're from Texas, just because they opened up Texas doesn't mean stop being safe. So just keep being safe.
Yep. Alright. So kick the intro.
Okay, so with the pandemic going on, there's a lot of people doing good deeds.
Okay.
Whether it's like paying for someone's food or like what I mentioned last week of the book library. You know how people are going out of the way to help those around. So there's this one landlord in California, and we're getting the stimulus checks, right? So he and his family got a stimulus check of $3,400 together. And he just thought, you know what, like, I'm doing well off and my tenants are not.
Okay.
Because of the rent. So he's like, okay, I'll match that check and I'll put it towards their credit, like towards their bill for the rent.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so he was able to deduct $500 off of
each person.
Yeah, each person's rent.
Basically.
And I mean, if you live in California, I think anywhere in California, it's pretty expensive. So
right.
I'm sure a lot of people are suffering if, you know, they don't know how to go about it or something.
Okay.
So one of the tenants, she's lived there for like 10 years. And she's like, it's not unusual for him to do something like this. Like, he's always caring, and one of the best tenants I've ever lived with. I mean, it's 10 years, so that says a lot if you live 10 years in an apartment complex or something. So I just think it was really nice of him to do that, because even though you got the money and you know you're probably way off better than other people, he took it from himself to go share it to those that are struggling. So, yep.
Cool.
That's my news.
Sounds good. Okay. Alright, so for my note, considering that today is Cinco de Mayo and it's for many people a day of celebration, got some questions for you and let's see how much you can get them.
Okay.
Alright, so Cinco de Mayo, we know it's for Mexico. Do you know what is the celebration of it? Or why they celebrate Cinco de Mayo?
It's a battle.
Okay.
Puebla.
Battle of Puebla?
Uh-huh.
Alright, so that's good. So yes, it is a Battle of Puebla in 1862, and not to be mistaken by many people that it was Independence Day.
Yeah.
So long story short, Napoleon and his army from France, they were trying to invade Mexico for some taxes and payment stuff, and Mexico was really outnumbered in both weapons and men, and they still managed to win the battle. So that's why they celebrate it. Now, do you know when it was declared a holiday?
No. That's probably years later, no? Way many years later.
Actually, it was 4 days later. The president in time, Benito Juarez, declared Cinco de Mayo, or the Battle of Puebla, as a holiday. However, it is no longer considered a holiday in Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's more of a Americanized holiday to celebrate.
Right. So I know at some point in 2005-ish, I think, they were trying to get through Bush to make it a national holiday in the U.S. So it's the biggest celebrations actually happen on this side of the border for that day.
I mean, if you're Mexican, it's not that big.
Right. Now, give me your wild guess on why we cared so much for this battle, or why the U.S. cared so much.
The U.S.?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know some stories of what happened. Like, is that the battle where, like, some kids threw themselves
the
flag? Uh-huh.
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Los Niños Soldados or something like that.
I think that's one of the things but
Okay.
related to US, I don't know.
So during this time of Cinco de Mayo, the Civil War was also happening in this side. Now, it was a rumor that potentially if they would have won the battle in Puebla, then France was going to support the Confederate States, and the results of the Civil War could have shifted dramatically.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so that's how it got impacted, or it could have had impacted the U.S. in a big way.
So it could have been bad?
It depends where you stand.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been pretty good for the Confederates, supporting the Confederates, and yeah. But luckily, in my personal opinion, it didn't happen, so I kind of like the result that came out. All right, so what do you think? Okay, shifting from this, now we're going to talk about food and drinks. What do you think is the official food to eat on Cinco de Mayo?
Tacos.
Tacos? The official food is mole poblano. So,
Puebla.
yeah, exactly. Because it happened in Puebla, they decided that the dish was going to be mole poblano to celebrate
okay. That makes sense.
Now, speaking of that, cocktails, there's not an official cocktails.
Yes.
Not for that day.
Margaritas.
So,
Just
now you say it, margaritas are not really a Mexican cocktail.
Yeah, I think it was made in Texas. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Or California, one of those, like the first time they made it.
Not 100% sure, but do you know the cousin or slash substitute that they drink in Mexico for margaritas?
Paloma?
Paloma. You know what it's made out of?
I think it's a grapefruit.
All right. Grapefruit.
And vodka.
Tequila.
Okay, tequila.
Yeah.
So that was pretty close.
That was actually pretty accurate. So yes, Paloma is one of their biggest cocktails. It's basically grapefruit, tequila, and some lime juice, and then you can spice it up with whatever you want. But those are their three main ingredients. Now, do you know what is the most popular cocktail in Mexico that uses beer instead of liquor?
La michelada.
La michelada, yeah. So that's the other one. It's
I'm gonna
beer.
look like an alcoholic.
So it's beer, lime juice, and hot sauce. So if you were to be around Mexico or wherever around Cinco de Mayo, you would probably see a lot of micheladas and palomas going on and mole poblano.
Dang.
So
I almost got them all right.
that was pretty good. High five. You know your history, even though.
My drinking history.
Yeah. So that was it for me. These are the facts for Cinco de Mayo and how they celebrated or why it became a holiday at some point, and what do they eat and drink.
Yeah.
Cool.
So enjoy your tacos if you're having any today. We are.
Yes. Follow us in our Instagram. I'm pretty sure we're going to post some stories for what we're going to be eating today.
Yeah.
And that being said, don't forget to click the like button.
Subscribe.
Comment if you have anything to say. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Yep. Thanks for watching.